Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. In today's video, we actually have somebody else, Graham Motzing from Moped Factory, and he's going to explain the Sprag spring in a Tomos and why it is necessary. People always take them out and tell other Tomos riders to remove them as well, but that is not true. You do in fact need it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and here's the rest of the video.
Hey, so this comes up from time to time, and I wanted to make a quick video to explain what's sometimes called the Sprag Clip, or is technically called in your Tomos manual, number 8, the countershaft spring. This is seems to be pretty much misunderstood online, and every now and then you see somebody posting and saying you don't need it. They think that they just fall off and get stuck in your transmission and do more harm than good. In reality, you do need it, and it has a lot to do with the way the Tomos transmission works. And I want to show you really quickly why you need it and a little bit about how the Tomos transmission works. So this is the Tomos transmission countershaft gear, and when it's in the bike would be like driving toward me basically. This is your output shaft here, and your two clutches are sitting here. This is first gear, the bigger one, because it's small to bigger reduction, and this is second gear, the smaller one, because it's a more similar size to it, and that's less reduction. So what's happening is when the clutch is turning on the crankshaft, the clutch over here is going to engage the bell of the clutch, which has the small gear on it, which drives the straight cut first shaft gear. Now this will start turning, and what it'll actually do is the one-way clutch here is driving power back through this gear into the gear on the second gear clutch, and it's actually spinning the second gear clutch inside that clutch bell. So as you go faster and faster, driving this way, back driving that clutch will cause that clutch to expand and grab on the bell. Now when that clutch grabs on the bell, it'll start turning at the same speed as the motor, which is then driving this gear, which is now going to go faster than the first speed gear, turn at a higher rate of speed, and it's going to freewheel inside this shaft, and it'll turn your output shaft gear, and that's second gear. Now that's all well and good, and it works on paper, but in reality what happens is when that second gear clutch engages, it's actually going to slow the engine down, and it's going to slow the engine down so much, depending on how you have your clutches tuned and your fluid and all that, that it's actually going to cause it to release a little bit, and then the second gear, or the first gear clutch is going to pick up the load, and then the second gear clutch will spin a little faster, and when that Sprag clip is missing, this is able to actually travel, and you can see here with my fingers, about 10 degrees maybe, give or take, back in the other direction. And every time that travels back in the other direction, that first gear clutch will take the torque again, and it'll slam into gear. Now, this is one out of an A3 actually, but this has the clip intact. Look at that. You can see that barely has any backlash in it. Maybe, I don't know, a degree or two, maybe 3 at the most. So that's no longer going to slam back and forth, and you're not going to get that shudder. And eventually what will happen is with this banging back and forth, those rollers that are inside here that are taking the one-way bearing, the clutching action, those rollers will actually start to get mangled because they're taking that impact load, and they're not designed for that. So you'll crack this outer housing, and then what will actually happen is this outer housing will get locked because now the rollers are traveled into a place where they don't want to be, and they're jammed. So now your two gears are fighting each other, and then you'll start to break teeth off pretty quickly. And this is also where you can see, depending on how you're driving this pedal sprocket here, or this Kickstarter gear sprocket, you can actually get into a position where it either won't clutch, or you can see here it's just kind of clutching erratically. And that's another problem that you'll get from that. So please run the countershaft spring or the Sprag clip or whatever you want to run it. Don't go online telling other Tomos people that they shouldn't run it, or maybe do, you know, you want to get some scrap engines for free, whatever. Alright, thank you, yeah, that's it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this was informative. Let me know what you think of this kind of collaboration video. If it works, if it doesn't work, just leave me a comment. Alright, thanks, bye.